Why is it when two people sit down and watch a movie, and I'm sure there could be objective criteria about what makes a good movie, people can come out with polarizing opinions on whether a movie is good or not?
Well, I'm glad you asked. That is my original research. How do I say this? First of all, you're right. It is shocking how low the correlation is between two people who watch the same movie. It's shocking, okay? Like, it's not zero. It's not zero. It's on the order of less than 10%. R squared is less than 10%.
Wow.
So the shared variance is less than, considerably less actually. More like 5%, between 5, 6, 7%. Why that is, actually, frankly, we don't know. And it's intractable to a point where I switch from movies to music because I can't show you the whole movie. That's too long. Let's make it a long story short. I believe it is because of your outlook on life. Yes, basically a movie is a piece of virtual reality, if you think about it. But what makes you laugh and what makes you cry and what makes you cringe and what you find offensive is frankly probably relatively different from each other, or like actually dramatically different. So, but it can't be coming from the movie because we saw the same movie. And that's why I started to study this, because when I was a teenager, let me tell you something. When I was a teenager in Germany with a close-knit friend group, and every week, but this was in the heyday of cinema, it was the 90s. It was like, Titanic, we saw on opening night, and Contact, and Braveheart, and Seven classics. Make the Matrix, that's late, that's 99. That's not the tail end of that. But we saw all those opening night. What else came out? All those classic 90s movies.
Good Will Hunting?
That was early on, but Pulp Fiction. I mean, classic movies, yes.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah.
And I remember it was like, we went to see these movies, and I was like, then we had it was a group of 5 friends. Went out at least once a week. Often also went to the video store during the week. Believe it or not, they still existed. You went to the video store, and 2 things I noticed doing that. First of all, watching the movies in the theater, afterwards we would go to McDonald's. Believe it or not, that was very exotic in Germany. Like, it was very cool. Yeah. Because it's new relatively. And we had conversation with the movies, and I often was like, did we just watch the same movie? Because we had completely, it's like we effectively watched a different movie, actually. Psychologically, it's as if we had watched something else. It's like, were you not there just now? Did we just not? But no, so that's not, the stimulus was different. Sorry, it's not the stimulus was different, but effectively it was, because it was filtered through my lens of whatever, my worldview, And so I found it so interesting that I decided to study that once I was in my PhD program. But this thing about the video store is even more interesting, in my opinion. Often it took us, I don't want to say hours, but it felt like hours to decide on what movie even to watch.
Yeah.
Because we were on such different pages of what we want to watch right now. And what our expectation was. Bruce Willis was huge. Remember that? Action movies like
Die Hard.
I think it was more the 80s. It was crazy, And I remember classics. It was unbelievable. And so we had a really hard time picking. And both of them, of course, now from hindsight, it was the intrinsic diversity, if you want to call it that, of appraisal. And this was just very puzzling to me. Because I was a kid, I was a physics major, as we talked about last time. I was like, hey, wait. It's the same movie. Why is our, take on this so different? And of course, neuroscience, particularly cognitive neuroscience, was in its infancy. There was no answers coming from that. Not that I would have known that anyway as a kid. But now we know. Your brain is doing that. And I, as you know, did quite a bit of the research on that. But the reason I switched out of movies is I can't show you the whole movie. Although we did put people on an MRI. And we can show, yes, the back of the brain synchronizes, but the front of the brain does not. That's where all your values and worldviews is, But so the back of the brain is like your visual system, and that synchronizes, but the front of the brain does not, in a nutshell. So.
Is it possible to tell something about a person based on what the movies are like? Let's say I like horror movies.
100%. Although horror movies in particular are a mystery. Because my thing is also, I don't actually, not into horror movies. Although that was a good example of problems picking the movie in the 90s. Some of my friends were like, let's watch this horror movie, it's gonna be great. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, is your life not hard enough already? Like, why do you need to have horror on top of that? Is your life not difficult enough already? Why do you need to see it? So I did actually study this in the last, now over 10 years ago. And the upshot was, it's a mystery to me. It was the intro. And the end of the paper, although we have not published it yet for a reason I'll tell you in a second. The last sentence was, and why people study, like horror movies remains a mystery. Because everything we looked at didn't pan out. It was not personality. It was not psychopathy. It was not even general sensation seeking. It's very specific facets of sensation seeking. So for instance, it wasn't bungee jumping. So we asked, do you like bungee jumping or rock climbing and stuff? No, that was not. It was like, I think it was two very specific things. If you like haunted houses, you also like horror movies. And if you like, there's one more thing I'm trying to remember. I can send you the paper. The draft. We didn't publish it because good luck getting something published that's not significant. You know what I'm saying? So what we showed, it's not this, it's not that, it's not the other thing. Good luck publishing that. So it's still haven't published it. We should maybe just put it in an archive. It's a good study, in my opinion. But anyway, so it's more like the overall worldview. So in other words, if you like Fahrenheit 9/11 and things like that, then I'm like, yeah, I think I know your philosophy in life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's very diagnostic in that sense, but it's harder to make a direct personality link, which is, by the way, it's not to say that it doesn't exist. It's just harder to study experimentally because I can't experimentally show you the movie. So I would have to show you 100 movies. It's going to take 200 hours. I can't do it. Oops. I keep losing these things. I'll pick them up later. So listen to this. So with movies, I have to be like, hey, do you remember when you watched that movie? But then it's self-selective. It's just correlational. So it's hard to tell experimentally. In music, I'm like, no. Particularly now that we showed if having 5 seconds is enough. 5 seconds is all you need. Now I can show you 1,000. I can play you 1,000 clips under very controlled experimental conditions. But experimentally, I can play this to you and then see how you respond. It's very exciting. I cannot do that with movies.